Today, I want to share a short story about dynamic changes in American demographics within the postbellum economy through the life of a well-known but poorly understood figure, that of Wyatt Earp. I think the best place to start is with demographics. The Earps, like my own family, are of Scots-Irish descent. But who were the Scots-Irish? For that answer, let's turn to a famous kinsman, former Secretary of the Navy, Senator from Virginia, Vietnam War hero, an alumnus of the famed class of 1968 of the United States Naval Academy, James Webb.
Many of the veterans who rest here at Arlington share a unique European heritage, whose seeds were sown in Scotland, nurtured in the north of Ireland, and came to fruition in America. That heritage is the Scots-Irish, a culture that has had enormous impact here in the United States. And yet the most incredible thing about the Scots-Irish is how few in today's Scotland, Ireland, or America know anything about them. So I'm on a mission to set the record straight. This is the story of the Scots-Irish, a unique people who fought for independence in the wilds of Scotland, battled for their faith and recognition in the north of Ireland, scorned aristocracy and helped win the American Revolution, and found in the United States that they could brave all frontiers.
Now, the Earps certainly follow the pattern described by James Webb. The American story of the Earp family begins just a few miles to my northwest in Fairfax County, Virginia, where they arrived during the 1600s and, true to their heritage, fought in both the French and Indian Wars and the American Revolution. Now, the Scots-Irish as a people was settled predominantly in the middle colonies and Carolinas, and they were amongst the first to move into the Appalachian Mountains and then across. It was across those mountains in the northwest Ordnance state of Illinois where Wyatt Earp's family was settled by the time of his birth in 1848. Now, with that movement westward, historians have noted that the definitive Scots-Irish identity had begun to wane as it had to adapt to frontier living. Now, this theory is clearly evident in the life of the Earp family, which was marked by perpetual movement. At age 3, young Wyatt had to move with his family to Iowa, where he grew up on a farm, but he would dream of joining the army and going off to fight the Civil War alongside of his brothers. By 16, the family had moved to California, and then by 21, it had reversed course and they found themselves back in Missouri. Now, it was there in Missouri that Wyatt Earp would land his second job as a law enforcement officer this time, his first being a Union Pacific Teamster. Now, here is the lawman story of Wyatt Earp that we have all come to know as told by Hollywood.
Now hold on here. Don't go down there, there'll be trouble.
Just gonna take away their guns.
No, there's no need for that. I've disarmed them.
There won't be any trouble, Johnny. Let him have it. All right.
Well, that gunfight did happen, but the story of Wyatt Earp is much bigger. In fact, after the family relocated to Missouri, his fourth state of residence, Wyatt would eventually reside in 5 more states, to include Arkansas, Kansas, Colorado, Texas, and Alaska, and he lived in multiple locations within each of those states. Now, besides being a cop, he held jobs as a bounty hunter, bouncer, a cattleman, a card dealer, a boxing referee, a teamster, and a miner. Not satisfied with life as a laborer, Earp was a prolific entrepreneur. He opened businesses in firewood sales, saloons, gaming, and finally a mining operation for which he sold stock. He also invested in real estate on the side. Now, here are 2 key takeaways from the life of Wyatt Earp that I think are relevant for our study. First, the Earp clan was distinctly Scots-Irish. While some of those characteristics are evident, such as the fighting, the striving, the restlessness in his life, preservation of ethnic heritage or community, is by no means defining for Earp. The second, I believe that perpetual movement in terms of occupation, pursuit of investment opportunities, and relocation are all early indicators of what we now define as the American dream. Although mostly a post-World War II concept, you see in Wyatt Earp's life that pursuit of fortune and personal freedom are what drive Earp, very similar to the things that drive American society in the 20th and 21st century. Wyatt Earp, lawman, worker, businessman, and investor, living the American dream. Thanks, and I hope you enjoyed the video and are inspired to learn more about the men and women who shaped our nation's past.